Hey Metalheads, welcome to another Metal Academics Battle of the Bands. Who do we have now?
This time we're going to have a battle picked out by Metal School.
Metal School, that's a great YouTube channel specializing in historical documentaries of heavy metal bands, particularly from the 80s.
Yeah, they're super awesome. Definitely check out those documentaries. And yeah, this battle is going to be picked by them, so let's see what we have.
Hey there, Michael and Anna Maria. This is Zack at Metal School, here to give Metal Academics today's Battle of the Bands matchup. I know we've all heard of Iron Maiden, and they really need no introduction. They put their first album out in 1980 and influenced countless bands around the world. But I want to bring some attention to one band in particular, a Russian metal band called Aria. Aria got together in 1985 and survived the fall of the Soviet Union to become the biggest heavy metal band in Russia. Still, they've remained pretty much unknown here in the West. While their style has definitely evolved since the 80s, and they have plenty of other influences besides just Iron Maiden, they were definitely a huge inspiration for Aria, even down to their wardrobe and stage lighting. But what's interesting about Aria's music from the 80s and 90s is that even though you can tell exactly what Iron Maiden's song or songs inspired a certain Aria track, it never feels like a ripoff. Instead, they use Iron Maiden riffs and tone in a song that otherwise is completely original. In fact, it was actually kinda hard to find a really cut-and-dry example for comparison, but I think this is a good one. First, from Iron Maiden, one of my all-time favorites, The Loneliness of the Long-Distance Runner from the album Somewhere in Time from 1986. Up against Ne хочешь, верь, or roughly translated, You Better Believe Me, from the album Krov za Krov, or Blood for Blood, from 1991. And before you guys listen, I do just want to point out again that this is the closest similarity between two songs I could find, and Aria is definitely not an Iron Maiden clone. However, they did take a huge amount of inspiration from them, just like a ton of other bands did. And if you'd like to learn more about them, you can come check out my video all about Aria on my channel, Metal School. But anyway, I hope you guys at Metal Academics enjoy, and I look forward to your vote.
Awesome.
So cool. Do you know anything about Aria?
I don't know anything about Aria other than there is a video going all into it on Metal School.
Exactly. I'm also planning to check that video out.
But it does, you know, they often talk about with Iron Maiden this kind of new wave of British heavy metal. So I think this will be a good example to check that out from the Russian context, which is
very exciting. I think it's the first Russian band we feature on Metal Academics. So this is going to be a very exciting battle.
Interesting pick. And so I'll definitely know the Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. Awesome song. It actually comes from a short story from 1959 about a troubled youth in Nottingham, and was sort of in the life of crime and used running as a sort of escape. So
it's a movie too. I think it's also a black and white movie, if I remember correctly, also from the mid-60s or something. So
exactly.
I think it's a popular cultural reference for British pop.
Yeah, which Iron Maiden does in our last battle with them in Where Eagles Dare. It was also written about a movie. So let's hear.
Listen, yeah.
Let's hear the Iron Maiden pick first.
Yes.
Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner off of Somewhere in Time.
Loneliness of the long distance runner. It felt like a running along song.
Yeah, I think one of the cool. I haven't heard that song in a long time. I think one of the cool things about it is how in the lyrics themselves they're drawn out the loneliness.
Yes, the pace is mid-tempo, right? So it's that exactly that steady pace that takes you far. Yes, I also have been not listening to this album at all. I almost forgotten about it.
Oh, it's got Stranger in a Strange Land.
I know. There's time to revisit some of these dear classics.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how this Aria pick will stack up as being similar yet different.
I have not sneak peeked at the Aria song, so I have absolutely no expectation, no reference. So I'm very curious. Did you listen to any song by them before this?
I haven't.
Me neither. So we're totally noobs to Aria. We shall see what first impressions we get.
Let's hear it. Everything's in Cyrillic, so I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it.
funny ending. I actually did not expect the ending to be that.
No, me neither.
Wow, this is the first time listening to, I think, a song in Russian too, like a metal song.
Niet.
So. Yeah, I never understood if it was connected to something before or if it was just like, no. But wow, first impressions, they're very comparable, definitely comparable, especially with the bass work.
Yeah.
I thought that was definitely something that it's easy to recognize between the two of them. I really like the Russian's voice. Fantastic voice. Definitely, I'm curious to hear more. But
yeah, I think for me with the kind of comparability between the two songs was a lot of the switches in melody. Similar tempo as well, but I think that's also with the loneliness of the long distance runner, which is hard to say, is switching between different melodies. So
yeah, it was a good battle. So thanks Metal School for suggesting it. Do you have your mind made up? Who's your winner?
Yeah, sleeper pick. I'm going with Aria.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the reason that I like the loneliness of the long distance runner, but it is a little bit too long. And so, therefore, I liked how the Aria version was a bit more compact and had those switches, maybe too abrupt in the end. But yeah, for that reason, obviously, I love the Iron Maiden version as well. But I give my vote to what I think is a great competitor. So I'll give it to Aria.
Me too, which is a funny thing. I wasn't always the biggest fan of this song from Iron Maiden to begin with, practically because it's a little bit dragging on. And I also appreciated the shortness, the succinct nature of Aria's version or Aria's song. And I really liked the bass and I really liked the vocals very much, even though I obviously understood zero of what is being said. So if anybody wants to chip in and tell a little bit of the background story about this song, feel free to do so in the comments to illuminate our minds on this. But regardless of the text, I thought the voice was really very good. And the pace was a little bit more alert, perhaps. Not perfect, but in comparison, I think also for a complete first-time listen, I think Aria would have my voice. So let's see who gets the vote for Metal School.
Yeah, this will be exciting.
This is going to be exciting because he knows obviously both of them pretty well, having done documentaries. So let's see what he has to say.
For my vote, I of course have to go with the originals, Iron Maiden. Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner has one of my favorite solos of all time, on top of being a great song, so it's a pretty easy choice for me, even though I do really like that Aria track too. But thanks for checking it out, Metal Academics. Hope you dug listening to Aria.
I think we did.
I think you would be surprised perhaps that we liked it over too much. It's very funny. Well, so 1 vote for Iron Maiden and 2 for Aria. Let us know in the comments who has your vote. And again, if you have any background story on Aria's song, tell us more because we could not figure out anything for ourselves.
Definitely not.
But yes, that was a very cool collab with the Metal School.
Yeah,
so,
thanks so much for picking the battle. Hope you all enjoyed it.
And if you have any suggestions for other battles, also leave them down in the comments. But yeah, in the meantime,
may your swords stay sharp.
And your quest end in glory.